Okay, I want to make a video today about, I don't even really know the topic. I just have a few things I want to say. I was speaking with a client yesterday, is today Tuesday? I think it was yesterday. Maybe last weekend. I can't remember. Anyways, we were talking about, like he asked, what are some things that I can tell myself when I kind of start panicking that weight's coming on really fast, but I'm not rewiring like I should. What are some things I can tell myself? And I was just trying to think, he's like, what's like a mantra I can say, and I'm trying to think of something catchy. And of course I'm failing because I was just like, I don't know. Don't quit until your mind's right, and trying to think of things. And he said, how about stay overweight? And I was like, I like that. That is so good. Stay overweight. So your mental state is so much more important than what's happening with your body. And I mean that in terms of it's very common to see weight gain coming on and assume that's how far you are in recovery. It's like, well, I've already gained X amount of weight, so I must be pretty close to being fully recovered. And it's like, actually, you could have gained a ton of weight and have done hardly any rewiring, and you still have to do that rewiring. So it's you don't stop or assume that you're there where you want to be in recovery or feeling like you're fully free from your eating disorder if your mind is still totally disordered, but your body looks like it's not anymore. A lot of people start recovery that don't even look like they are what you would consider somebody underweight. Okay. And so always, and I told myself this before I started recovery, was no matter how much weight I gain, I will not stop until my mind is right. I will not stop until I'm mentally free from this. So if you treat recovery or you treat an eating disorder like a mental illness, which it is, and we stop worrying about so much, we stop worrying so much about the physical and the weight. Now, of course, if you have weight to restore, you've got to do that, right? And if you're suppressing your weight and you stop suppressing your weight, you're going to gain weight as well, and you need to be accepting of that. But if we stop focusing and trying to micromanage and control that, we can divert all of our attention to mentally rewiring our brain and doing whatever it takes to get our minds free from this eating disorder. An analogy I want to use here is, imagine if you're blowing up a balloon, right? You've got this mission to get this balloon blown up, but each time you blow it up, you poke a hole in it, and then all the air comes out, and you're like, crap, and so you get another balloon, and then you blow in that one, and then another hole you poke in, right? And it's like, are you an idiot? Stop poking holes in the balloon. It's never going to blow up. I mean, that's common sense. Come on. And I kind of see it similar to let's say that balloon you're trying to fill up is you fully recovering, and you poking holes in it is like you doing silly little compensations and sneaky restrictions here and there and lying to yourself about what your intentions are behind foods you're choosing, or that little innocent walk that you thought was not going to be a big deal. Those are you putting holes in the balloon. So no matter how well you're doing, if you're still kind of giving in and you're looking for outlets to alleviate your anxiety and to keep your eating disorder feeling calm and happy with what you're doing, or feeling like you're still controlling it in some way, you're not going to get there. Full recovery doesn't happen until there are 0 holes in that balloon and you've blown for a while. It's a really big balloon you have to fill up. Okay. And so try to remember that in your own recovery and try to use that mental image if that helps. I'm like a visual learner, so things like that always help me in recovery. And if that helps you, then think about that when you're like, I've done so good today. I've done so good. I've eaten everything I wanted. I did all these things. And then you're like, crap, but I did do that walk. I did go on that walk. I gave in. It was only 10 minutes. And it's better than, what I've done in the past, but I did give in. That you poked a hole in the balloon that day, right? And so I'm not saying that all your efforts and everything you did are completely useless, but you have to learn from that and be like, I can't let that happen again tomorrow. I can't let that happen again at all while I'm in recovery. And you correct that, okay? And so then you put a patch over that hole of the walking when you thought it was harmless. And then the next day you're doing really, really well, and you're like, oh, I've done so great. And then you're like, you know what? I did so good, but I do remember that I wanted more brownies than I had after lunch. You're like, hole in the balloon, okay, I got to patch that one. And once you've patched this once you've made this mistake or you've given into your eating disorder once, put the patch on and be done. Don't do it again. Learn that was a hole in the balloon that was not keeping you from being able to fully blow it up, okay? And so after enough time has elapsed and you're learning something every day and you're patching holes or you're not giving into eating disorder compulsions, guess what? You're going to get there, okay? And so that's my message to you today. Stay focused, do be hard on yourself, right? We talk a lot about self-compassion, which is really important, and I do want you to do that. Being hard on yourself doesn't mean you have to hate yourself and beat yourself up. Being hard on yourself is being accountable, though, to the things that you know you need to correct. So you recognize, hey, that thing happened today. I'm not going to dwell in what a crappy, awful person I am, but what I am going to do is I'm going to be accountable moving forward, right? So if it's something of the past that you recognize you did, you don't need to hold on to guilt. You just need to forgive yourself and say, okay, that happened. And then if it's anything in the future, now moving forward, now your responsibility is to be accountable and make the change that has to happen. Patch the hole, don't take the patch off, leave it there, and then keep going, okay? Hopefully this video made sense. It always seems to make sense in my head, and then as I'm talking, I'm like, this is going, where am I going in circles? I don't know if this is making sense or not. Hopefully it is. Give me a thumbs up if it is. I think that's the first time I've ever said, give me a thumbs up in a video. I should probably say it more often because I think it would help with like the algorithm. I have no idea how YouTube works, clearly. But I think if you gave me a thumbs up, it would help my channel. And also, I want to thank everyone from the last video where it was extremely emotional. I felt a lot better actually after that cry. I cried for a good while. I was like, you know, when you've cried so much, you just sort of like exhausted and your eyes are like super puffy. They were actually puffy even still the next morning, but I did wake up feeling a lot better. And then I saw all these great, very nice, kind messages of people who can relate and who were sending me very kind messages, and it meant a lot. And that was not my intention of posting the video. I actually really was trying to scare people that aren't taking recovery serious, to be honest, and hopefully it helped. But in return, I got so many nice things that people said to me. So thank you for that. I am feeling much better. But that is reality. Like occasionally I get hit so hard with grief, or I get so panicky, like holy freaking crap, I cannot undo what I've done. And if you're taking recovery lightly and you're thinking, oh, this isn't, it's fine. Like I'm doing enough. It's fine. I'm good. I'm in a good place, but you're still totally disordered and you're not taking recovery seriously. Please do change that and do what you need to do. Patch all the holes in those balloons and get fully recovered. All right. Have a good day.